بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مشاهدينا الكرام، أهلا وسهلا بكم ومرحبا في لقاء جديد. لقاءنا اليوم مع مجموعة من جامعة تورونتو يتحدث عن برنامج يخص المهاجرين واللاجئين وخدمة الطلبة. سنستضيف اليوم جيسيكا وإليشا من هذا البرنامج. إذن Jessica and Alisha. Jessica, your microphone is muted. Can you unmute your microphone, please? Yes. You are our guest today in this episode, talking about the program which you have, and I'm bringing the PowerPoint into the screen. Alisha, I know that you are the president, and Jessica, you are the president for communication. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah,
Very
vice
good.
president. Yeah.
Very good. So let us start our episode today by Alisha, talking about this program, please. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Hamid. It's really nice to be here, and thank you for giving us the opportunity. RefugeAid University of Toronto is a club, it's a student organization in University of Toronto. And we are a student club that aims to create an inclusive environment by spreading awareness about refugee issues in our community. And we try to raise funds for humanitarian projects, as well as conduct events like movie nights and other panel discussion events.
Okay.
And Jessica, so the way this works is that we will each present a slide. So Jessica will tell us about our club, the kinds of events we do, our aims and stuff.
Sure. So as Alisha mentioned, we are a student organization at the University of Toronto that aims to raise awareness about the challenges faced by refugees. We hold a variety of events, including movie nights, and we also work with a variety of different organizations, including the International Development Relief Foundation and UNHCR. So Alisha, do you want to talk a little bit about our 2021 plans?
Okay, Alisha.
Sorry, can you hear me well? My internet's glitching.
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So our 2020 plans, and by extension 2021, we actually plan to release 2 newsletters. We already released one in the fall semester, and we are releasing another one at the end of winter semester. It gives an overview of our projects, the work we've done so far, and the work we plan to do for the rest of the year. We also have a humanitarian project, a fundraising project for Yemen's refugee camps for people who are affected by the Yemen refugee crisis. And then we have a mentorship program that we are launching. And then we had a panel discussion in the fall semester. And we also had a movie night in the beginning of fall semester last year.
Okay, Jessica, do you want to add something?
Sure. So I'll just talk a little bit more about the mentorship program. So the mentorship program is a program that connects high school refugees students or students who are in a gap year and who are looking to study at a Canadian university anywhere in Canada with current students at a Canadian university with a similar experience. So in this position, mentors will provide guidance on a variety of different topics, including academics, social engagement, documentation, and cultural assimilation. So it's a 4-month program. It runs from March of this year, 2021, to June 2021. But we do want to stress that this is not a sponsorship program. We can provide information and connect people with resources, but we cannot provide any financial support. We are still accepting mentee applications, and those are due by March 9th, 2021, so in 2 days' time. And you'll be able to find the link in a variety of different places, including on our social media, but we can provide that later on.
Okay, I can see the other slide is the International Development and Relief Foundation.
Mm-hmm. So this is the other big project that we have ongoing currently. It's a humanitarian fundraiser for which we are raising 5,000 Canadian dollars, and we will provide food and essential hygiene items to refugee families in Yemen refugee camps. the camps are located around the south of Yemen, and we are planning to feed more than 80 families with our endeavor. We have currently raised about $1,400. We just launched it in February, but if you follow us on our social media or visit us on our website, which Mr. Hamid will provide on the chat soon, you can learn more about our fundraiser. You can also find the link to donate and help us reach our goal of $5,000 by about May.
Okay, I can see that from the slides you have a team of people with you from the students and others. Do you want to comment on it once I come to it?
Sure.
Yes.
So I
can see the team here.
Yeah. I'll just go over the next two slides super briefly, just to introduce everyone just very quickly to our team. Wide variety of different students with different programs all throughout the University of Toronto, and we are all essentially united by our work with RefugeAid. So I think we can go to the following slide now, and that'll take us to the end of the presentation.
Okay, so this is the team, and here, right. I have a guest who wanted to ask you questions, and I would like to bring Azza Safi. Azza, you are with us now.
Hello.
And I know that you have a group of questions, right?
Yes,
are you ready?
Course.
What happened to the
yes,
internet?
I'm ready. Hello, Alisha. Hello, Jessica.
Okay.
Hi. How are you?
Right.
Fine, thanks.
You can bring your first question, Azza, please.
Okay. First of all, I'm so happy to be with you in this interview. I'd like to ask you about what projects and events does RefugeAid have planned for this semester?
Jessica, I think I can take that one. So like we mentioned, our two big projects for the semester are the humanitarian fundraiser and the mentorship project. We also have another project planned, which is a movie night with the other chapter of RefugeAid from the York University. So we are going to have like a collaboration and try to get a bigger audience to participate in the activity. But for now, we are concentrating mostly on the humanitarian fundraiser and mentorship. And we recently released our website for the desktop version. So you can find all of this information there.
Okay, your next question, Azza,
Nice.
because I heard that you have a lot of questions.
Okay, could you speak in a little more depth about the mentorship program? What can those who participate in the program as mentees expect to get out of that program? What events occur throughout the program? What kind of information will the mentor provide the mentor? Just to clarify, this program is not a sponsorship program.
Sure. So, Alisha, I can answer this question. So, to answer your last question, no, this isn't a sponsorship program. There are other sponsorship programs available at the University of Toronto, but as of this year, we can't provide any financial support. However, mentees can expect to get a lot of different information out of the program. RefugeAid has access to a wide variety of resources, and as well as our mentors who will provide information on everything from cultural assimilation, the immigration process, how Canadian universities function, as well as a variety of different other topics, such as your social life at university. So as I mentioned earlier, it is a 4-month mentorship program. So it runs from March 2021 to June 2021. Alisha, is there anything else you want to fill in there?
Yes, I wanted to talk a little bit about Asa's question of eligibility. So in terms of the eligibility for mentors, it is anyone who is in a Canadian university right now, and who has themselves been a refugee in the recent past, so has themselves gone through the entire immigration process and can can answer all of the mentees' questions from personal experience. And in terms of the eligibility for the mentees, it has to be anyone who is currently in high school or who just finished high school in their gap year and looking to come to study in a Canadian university, or is currently in a university abroad but wants to transfer to a Canadian university. And then again, the criteria of being a refugee matters, because this entire program is designed to help refugees. So once the mentees are paired with mentors, again, like Jessica mentioned, although we cannot provide monetary support, we can provide guidance, which we believe will really help mentees to come to Canada with the guidance that they receive.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, go ahead with your question, please.
Ask another. Okay. Where can mentors and mentees be located? Is this just a Toronto-based program or something else?
Sure, so I can answer this one. So mentors themselves have to be students at Canadian universities, but they can be students anywhere from Vancouver on the West Coast, anywhere over to the East Coast. We're totally open to a variety of different locations there. Mentees themselves can be located globally. So they can be either in Canada or still be looking to come to Canada. But most importantly, they are looking to study at a Canadian university. So we can't help people who want to study at a university in the United States, but we can help if you're located anywhere around the world and are looking to study at a Canadian university.
Yeah, and just to add on what Jessica said.
Okay. What?
Sorry, just to add on to what Jessica said, some mentors, if they are currently traveling because of the pandemic and they are in another part of the world but still are enrolled in a Canadian university and have finished a year of education in a Canadian university in person, then they would still be eligible because they have been through the whole experience themselves.
Okay.
So what is the application process like?
So in terms of application for mentors, we actually released that last month, and we got more applications than our expectations. So all the slots are filled, unfortunately, or I guess fortunately too. For mentees, we still have applications open up until the 9th of this month, and you will find the link again on our website, on our socials. And if Mr. Hamad wants to put it in the comments or the chat for this live stream, we can do that. But you can find all of this information on our socials.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Alisha.
Do you have any more questions?
I just like to ask about. Yes, I think I have one. What support is RefugeAid providing throughout the program? Should I repeat the question?
No, I think I got it. Maybe Jessica can elaborate more on this.
Sorry, actually, I think I just dropped the call for a second there. Could you repeat the question?
Okay, what support is RefugeAid providing throughout the program?
All right, so RefugeAid is providing a variety of support in a variety of different ways. So with the mentors, we're starting with a training program with a variety of different training directors to make sure they're able to answer any questions that might come up throughout the program. In addition to that, RefugeAid has arranged monthly check-ins, which are simple forms that both mentors and mentees can fill in once a month, just to make sure that both sides are checking in, they still find the program to be very valuable, and that all their questions are answered. Furthermore, we have a list of resources that we can also use to connect mentors or mentees with other organizations if they're needing further support in terms of immigration or health concerns that RefugeAid cannot answer to.
And then, of course, we will have.
Thank you. So, if people are interested in applying, where could they be able to find applications?
I can just answer that question really briefly. So we have applications open. They're all Google Forms. You can either access them on our website or on our social medias, and they're on the screen right now, I believe. So you should be able to find them. They're under mentorship applications, and it should be pretty clear after that.
I have added them to the chat if somebody wants
this is the last question for me.
تفضلي عزة.
Okay, this is the last question I think I have. You also mentioned a fundraiser, and could you talk a little more about that? Where would people interested in donating be able to find the donation, for example?
Yes, so the fundraiser is a very interesting idea because we wanted to, when we were kind of brainstorming about the kinds of projects that RefugeAid wanted to undertake last year, we knew we wanted to do like a long-term project that involved helping refugee families. So we partnered with IDRF, which stands for International Development Relief Foundation. And we were lucky enough to come to an agreement about the amount of money we want to raise and the kind of support that IDRF would provide for us in terms of setting up the launch good page and things like that. So we have pledged now to raise 5,000 Canadian dollars. And again, all of the $5,000 will go to refugee families to provide food and essential hygiene products in the refugee camps in Yemen. And the donation link can be found on our website and on our socials.
I would like to thank Azza for her participation in these really valuable questions, which have shed light on your club and the goals behind it and what you are doing and your activities. And I hope those people who are watching us around, I can say the globe, because we are reaching east up to North Korea and Vietnam. We have received letters from audience there, 1 or 2 from each country, up to Vancouver at the west. We have people who are watching this. So this program will be available on the page. I will put it on the YouTube channel. We have the Arab Immigrants YouTube channel. It will be recorded and kept there for those who want to go back or have a link to it. And if you want to add any more about this, we are ready to hear from you. I mean, we have heard the questions from Azza, and we have heard from you. And I have a question. What is the difference between a club organization and other entities within the university? I mean, there is the student union. I can hear today there is a student club, and there is an organization, some structural terms. Let us know about it, please.
So I believe that if you have clubs in University of Toronto, you could be just a group of students holding events and running various activities. That can be a club. However, you can be a same group of students holding the same bunch of events and then recognized by a few student bodies or authoritative bodies of University of Toronto. So for instance, last year when University of Toronto's chapter of RefugeAid was opened, we were recognized by ULife, which is again, a body within University of Toronto that recognizes student groups. However, we were not recognized by the University of Toronto Student Union. So because of that, we had some limitations on the funds that we were able to receive from the university or the types of events we could hold. But this year, thankfully, we are very proud that we are recognized by the University of Toronto Student Union. So now we can avail funds from the Student Union. We can hold types of events, and we're also featured on all of the pages of universities, clubs, and associations that university publishes. Jessica, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so RefugeAid is both itself an organization and a club. So we have chapters both at the University of Toronto, but the organization itself started in 2012 at York University. So we have two chapters which are recognized under the larger umbrella of the organization of RefugeAid as a whole.
Okay, I have another question, a little different, but I know the audience who are watching this program are interested to ask it, and I don't know there's no one. I'll ask on behalf. If I'm a student or the international student somewhere in a different country like Yemen, Syria, Jordan, whatever, Nepal, consider any country. And how can I get benefited from connecting to your club? I want to study in University of Toronto. University of Toronto is one of the high-ranked universities, I understand, and maybe the fees are very high. Are there scholarships? Are there, these questions any student will ask it. How can I join? How can I be a member? How can I be a student? How can I study? How can I get a scholarship? How can I get fees reduced? Do you serve in this field? Do you help in this area?
Sure, so I can answer that. So my first point of contact would be if you are a student looking to study at the University of Toronto, I'd say you have two options. The first would be, I'd say, to directly connect with the university itself. I'm sure sending an email to what we have academic registrars, and they would be able to provide you with the most accurate and up-to-date information. I would also recommend that they apply to be a mentee with RefugeAid. So while we cannot provide direct advice regarding applications, we can help and we can guide students who are looking to study at the University of Toronto. So we can answer questions about applications, academics, connections, housing within Toronto, all of those questions. But I would also emphasize that it would be important to reach out to the University of Toronto itself. Alisha, do you have anything to?
Yeah, I do. You actually covered a lot of it very nicely, Jessica. And I would also like to add that in case students want to be part of RefugeAid, let's say once they come to University of Toronto and want to join our club, there is a couple of things they can get from that as well. We have a great student experience that we pride ourselves on. So we like to have friendship and community within our team. And of course, once the student is part of our team, they'll get insight into the workings of a U of T club. And also, being part of RefugeAid can come in many capacities. There's a volunteer list that we put out, so people can sign up to volunteer. And this, students don't have to be part of University of Toronto to do this. They can be in any part of the world, in any capacity, in any university, or not in a university, to volunteer with us. And we have a mailing list, which we also have on.
We lost connection with Alisha.
Yeah, I can continue on while we get her back.
Go ahead.
So we do have, as Alisha mentioned, we have a variety of different ways to connect with RefugeAid. You can be a member of the executive team by applying. You can also, as she mentioned, sign up to be a volunteer. which you can find through our social media, but you can also sign up for our mailing list, which just provides you with monthly updates, information about our events, and other ways to get involved.
Okay. Do you get volunteers from outside the country? Outside Canada?
Currently, our volunteers are all University of Toronto students, but if someone is really willing to get involved, we would love to get an email or connect with them through our social medias and discuss that with them.
Okay. I'll bring back Alisha, because your sound was corrupted and we couldn't get you 100%.
Sorry, when was the last time I cut out? Right now, my internet is not being very cooperative. When was the last time you heard me?
Don't worry, we will be in front of it. Okay. I mean, the question was about, as usual, when there are international students, they try to get help, they try to get connection. In Canada, volunteering is number one thing. In order to get a job, you have to show that you have volunteers. In order to join a member board, to be a member in a board, show us what did you do. It's not what you are. I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, pharmacist, whatever it is. Forget about that. Show us your valuable things inside you. I want to hear from you both about the students in the University of Toronto, how they help each other, how they do, how their life. I want to give an idea about the student life in Canada to those who are watching it outside.
I think personally, I am also an international student, so I did not visit Canada before, or University of Toronto before coming here. So I was in the same boat as many students, like looking online, trying to find seniors or conversations online to try and help me understand whether I would fit into the university. But luckily, in this university, there is something for everyone. So no matter what your interests are, if you are interested to help and volunteer in the refugee cause, or let's say you're doing computer science or cognitive science, or even dance and music, there's so many different branches. So I think there's a great student life. University of Toronto also has a great website with lots of resources and events and organizations that you can be part of. And I think that really helped me get grooved into the university. And of course, during the pandemic, the experience looks a little different with everything changed to an online format. But the university said that it is returning to in person, hopefully by fall of this year. So it might be a similar experience to what I have experienced most of my university life. Maybe Jessica, do you want to add anything to that as well?
No, that's great. I was thinking, if anybody, Azza, you are outside the country and you are willing one day to be a student in Canada or to come and do higher studies. Tell me what's your ambition. Connections, relations. Give me something. Your ideas about this. Did you lose connection also?
No, I couldn't hear you clear.
Okay. My question was
please,
your ambition. One day you was thinking that you want to study in Canada, right? Do you hear me? I believe we lost.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me something. Okay.
Oh, no.
We are losing the audio from Azza.
Can't hear you.
That's a bad luck.
There's a problem.
Okay. Anyway, do you want to add anything?
We are in Gaza.
Yeah. This is the siege of Gaza. We know that. Electricity there is almost 4 hours a day. Imagine in the 2020 2021,
Yes.
and we have people still living with 4 hours a day of electricity. And you can guess anything else from those difficulties.
Almost 4 hours. Yes.
Yeah, right. So Jessica and Alicia, do you want to add anything now to this discussion?
Do you want to go first, Jessica, or would you?
Sure. Do you want to go first? He broke up a little for me, so.
So I think from our end, we are currently focused on, like I mentioned, the projects that are at the forefront right now, the humanitarian fundraiser and the mentorship. So we will launch the mentorship program soon. So please look out for that. We will provide training opportunities, and we will also provide a workshop for networking for mentors and mentees. So look out for that. If you're interested to volunteer with us on a project-by-project basis, please sign up on the mailing list. And if you're interested to donate for our fundraiser, you can find the link and then spread it to your friends and family and help us get donations.
Yeah, and just to add to that, you're welcome to participate in any way possible. But if you just want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us over email, which is refugeaiduft@gmail.com, or feel free to contact us on any of our social medias or through our website. We'd love to be able to talk to you and hear from you regardless of how you'd like to get involved.
Great. I think that we have done what we aim to do from this discussion today. We have given the overview about your club and what you are doing. We have given the connection, the addresses, all the communication over the media, and you have mentioned whatever you want. I believe that we are in the Arab Immigrants have done our part in showing the people around about your activities at the University of Toronto. Okay? Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you so much for having us on your show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
إذا مشاهدينا الكرام، كان هذا لقاء مع مجموعة من النادي RefugeAid from Toronto، حيث تحدثنا حول نشاطات النادي وما يقدمه من خدمات للاجئين للطلبة في المنطقة. شكرا لكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. من صفحة وراديو وتلفزيون المهاجرون العرب في كندا، لكم خالص التحية والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.